Mentors in film and TV, they're not just teachers. They don't really appear in the form of a teacher or professor or any educator, any institutional educator, that is. But they can appear, or they can take the form of regular people. And they can have a profound impact on a person's life. They're not just teachers, but sometimes they can be life coaches. So, what can mentor type characters do? How do they change our protagonists in film is the topic of discussion here in this episode, the final episode for the month of January 2025. So let's get right into it, shall we? I am thinking about when you hear the word mentor and when you see a mentor, I am not picturing an educator. Yes, sometimes a mentor can be an educator in a high school or in college, or someone you can look up to, someone you can be there as a role model or as a life coach. But in terms of film and TV, I can give you at least one example of a mentor or a life coach that has changed a protagonist's life. One such mentor, the example that I'm going to give you, is Mr. Miyagi from The Karate Kid. Now, Mr. Miyagi wasn't just someone who taught Daniel karate. Our protagonist Daniel was constantly being bullied, but instead of just teaching him the necessary skills, the necessary defensive skills to defend himself against his bullies and to take care of the bullies, and boom, that was the end of the story. No. What Mr. Miyagi did was instill in Daniel, while teaching karate, important life lessons by making him wax his car, wax an old car, the whole wax on, wax off. You're all familiar with that. But think about it. Mr. Miyagi ultimately became a life coach for Daniel. And when he did that, when it came to Cobra Kai, the TV show, Daniel not only was reminiscent of Mr. Miyagi, but he seems to have carried on the life lessons that he learned via Mr. Miyagi, viewing him not just as a mentor, but also as a life coach. Now, Daniel doesn't say out of the bat that Mr. Miyagi was a life coach, but if you were to ask me as a viewer, I certainly think Mr. Miyagi does fit the bill. So, can mentors type characters, can they really have a positive impact? I'd say yes, given the example that I just gave you. But also, you can have a mentor in, say, a principal. And again, another example that I am going to quote, or what I am going to provide, is Feeney of Boy Meets World. Not only was he a next door neighbor, but also was a school principal. And he gave characters like Corey, Topanga, Eric, Corey's brother, and Sean, and these various high schooler characters some important life lessons in his own feeny way. So, there are TV shows that have could used mentors in the show just to curb the craziness. One such show is the ever popular Degrassi. Especially, I'm talking about the Next Generation as well as the New Class. Not only did the show have unresolved plot lines, but the show suffered from the lack of a mentor for students, a life coach for students. When it came to taking responsibility and accountability, it lacked a mentor that can teach them exactly that. But yeah, a mentor or a life coach could have been useful in Degrassi, but as you can see from Mr. Miyagi example in The Karate Kid, and of course other characters like Mr. Belding from Saved by the Bell, and the example that I just mentioned, Feeny from Boy Meets World, yes, they can have a profound impact on a character's life in terms of life lessons, and they can be providing a character arc. They can cause a character arc with their own way, their own methodology of filmmaking. Not filmmaking, their own methodology of teaching the other character life lessons. So at the end of the day, mentors and life coaches are not to be overlooked in movies and TV shows. So whenever you can, I encourage you to include a mentor type character in your film or TV show and see where it goes. Other examples that I can provide is Xena Warrior Princess. Yes, that's Xena Warrior Princess. And see, you don't have to copy her, but have a character that is similar to her but has her values. Instill values in that coach, in that life coach or a mentor, and see how it turns out. See how that impacts your protagonist of your story. So, mentors aren't to be ignored. This is my takeaway for the day. So, I hope you'll take this to heart and have a mentor or a life coach in your creations, in your TV show or film, to have your protagonist change for the better or learn important life lessons for the better. Thank you for joining me here today in this short debate or discussion about mentors in film and TV shows. Like, comment, and subscribe. I will be posting anywhere between 2 to 3 episodes per month, so be sure to check all of my episodes out. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. Until I see you again, don't forget to turn that page.